Dreams are the seeds of what could be. They inspire us to imagine a better tomorrow. But tell me, does a seed ever grow just by sitting in your hand? Without planting it in the soil, nurturing it, and letting it transform, a seed is just potential, nothing more. Similarly, dreams without action are mere illusions, fleeting thoughts that disappear with time. Most people become architects of castles in the sky, but they don't build even a single brick on the ground. Why? Because dreaming feels safe, effortless, and comfortable, while doing demands courage, persistence, and discipline. Life is not waiting for you to find the right moment to act. It is passing by each day. The question is, are you living it or just imagining it? Action is the bridge between where you are and where you aspire to be. But action doesn't mean waiting for everything to align perfectly. If you wait for the perfect wind, you may never set sail. Take a step, any step, and the path will reveal itself. Stop seeking approval from others to follow your aspirations. The biggest barrier to action is fear. Fear of failure, of judgment, of uncertainty. But let me ask you, is the fear of taking a wrong step greater than the regret of a life unfulfilled? Dreams are a starting point, a spark of inspiration that ignites your imagination. They give you a glimpse of what could be, painting a picture of a future that feels exciting, fulfilling, or meaningful. But a dream by itself has no substance. It is like a seed, small, full of potential yet dormant. A seed may carry the blueprint of a magnificent tree, but unless it is planted, watered, and cared for, it will remain just that, a seed, inert and unfulfilled. This is the truth of life. Potential means nothing without action. The greatest ideas, the most beautiful visions, and the noblest aspirations are only as valuable as the effort you put into bringing them to life. A seed does not sprout because it hopes to become a tree. It transforms through interaction with the soil, water, sunlight, and time. Similarly, your dreams need the nourishment of your effort, persistence, and dedication to take shape. Yet, many people fall in love with their dreams and never move beyond them. They treasure these ideas, discussing them, embellishing them, and imagining how wonderful life will be someday. But life doesn't reward potential, it rewards action. The world is not shaped by people who dreamed of change, but by those who did something about it. A dream without action is just an illusion, a fleeting shadow that vanishes with time. Vakarati, if you truly value your dreams, you must treat them as the beginning, not the end. You must see them as a call to action, not a place to escape. Just as a seed must crack open and break through the soil to grow, you must step beyond the comfort of dreaming and face the challenges of doing. Only then can the seed of your dream transform into something real, something that will leave a mark on the world. Aesthetic requires stepping into the unknown, breaking free from the inertia of comfort that binds so many of us. Comfort, while soothing and secure, is a subtle trap. It wraps itself around you like a warm blanket on a cold morning, convincing you that staying still is safer than moving forward. But life is not meant to be lived in the confines of comfort. Growth, transformation, and fulfillment lie on the other side of effort, and effort always feels uncomfortable. Most people seek the easiest path, avoiding discomfort wherever possible. They hope their dreams will somehow materialize without requiring them to stretch beyond their limits. But tell me, has anything significant in life ever come without effort? A tree does not grow tall without pushing against the wind, and a river does not carve its path without relentless movement. Similarly, your life will not evolve if you cling to comfort and avoid the discomfort that action demands. The irony is that comfort often leads to a deeper sense of dissatisfaction. You may feel at ease in the moment, but over time, stagnation sets in. You begin to sense that life is passing you by, that you are not living to your fullest potential. This realization creates a restlessness within, a yearning for something more. That yearning is a call to action, urging you to break free from your comfort zone and step into the realm of doing. Action doesn't always feel good at first. It can be messy, challenging, and even discouraging. But every small act, no matter how insignificant it seems, moves you closer to your dreams. Each step taken in the face of discomfort builds resilience, clarity, and strength. And as you act, you begin to realize that the discomfort you feared was temporary, while the rewards of your effort are lasting. Life is not about avoiding challenges, but about embracing them. True comfort lies not in avoiding effort, but in knowing that you are fully alive, engaged, and moving towards something meaningful. Only action can bring that sense of fulfillment, and only by stepping beyond comfort can you discover the vast possibilities that life has to offer. Waiting for perfection is the most reliable way to ensure nothing ever happens. Many of us get caught in the trap of believing we must be completely prepared, that every detail must be in place and every uncertainty resolved before we take the first step. But life doesn't wait for perfection. It is messy, unpredictable, and constantly in motion. If you stand still, waiting for the ideal conditions, you will find that time moves on, leaving you behind. The truth is, no one ever starts perfectly. The greatest accomplishments in the world began as imperfect attempts, often full of uncertainty, mistakes, and adjustments. A baby learning to walk does not wait until it can stride confidently. It stumbles, falls, and tries again. This process of imperfection is not failure, it is the essence of learning and growth. When you focus too much on perfection, you miss the point of starting. Starting is about creating momentum, about taking the first step, however small or flawed it may be. That step is what sets everything into motion. You may not know exactly where the path will lead, but action has a way of revealing the way forward. Each attempt teaches you something new, something you could not have learned by simply thinking or planning. The fear of imperfection often stems from a fear of judgment. What if others see my flaws, my shortcomings, or my mistakes? But understand this, those who judge are often the ones too afraid to act themselves. The world respects the doer, not the dreamer who hides behind excuses. And more importantly, you do not need the world's approval to begin. What matters is your willingness to step forward, to risk falling, and to keep moving. Imperfection is not a weakness. It is a sign of humanity, a reminder that progress comes from effort, not from waiting. Each time you act despite imperfection, you build confidence, resilience, and clarity. You learn to trust yourself and to embrace the process of growth. Waiting for perfection will keep you stuck, but starting despite imperfection will set you free to explore the vast potential of your life. Many people hesitate to take the first step because they believe they need to have everything figured out before they begin. They imagine that the perfect plan, the right skills, or the ideal circumstances must align before they can start working toward their dreams. But life rarely offers such perfection. The truth is, waiting for everything to be just right often leads to a state of perpetual inaction, where ideas remain ideas, dreams remain dreams, and nothing real is ever achieved. Think about the world around you. Every great achievement, every invention, every breakthrough began with someone who dared to start without knowing all the answers. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They moved forward despite their doubts, uncertainties, and the imperfections in their plans. This willingness to act even when things aren't perfect is what separates those who succeed from those who merely watch from the sidelines. Starting despite imperfection is an act of courage. It means accepting that you may stumble, make mistakes, or face challenges you didn't anticipate. But it also means embracing the opportunity to learn and grow through experience. Mistakes are not the end, they are stepping stones, each one offering valuable lessons that refine your understanding and strengthen your resolve. The pursuit of perfection often masks a deeper fear, the fear of failure. Many hesitate because they are afraid of getting it wrong, of being judged, or of not meeting their own high expectations. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of the process. Without failure, there is no growth. Without mistakes, there is no discovery. The most successful people in the world didn't avoid failure. They embraced it, learned from it, and used it to propel themselves forward. When you wait for perfection, you place conditions on your potential. You tell yourself, I will start when I feel ready, or I will act when I know exactly what to do. But readiness is a myth. You become ready by starting, by taking that first step and allowing the journey to shape you. Each action, no matter how small, builds momentum. And with momentum comes clarity, confidence, and the ability to adapt. Life rewards those who dare to act, not those who wait for ideal circumstances. If you look closely, you'll see that imperfection is not a barrier but an invitation. It invites you to step into the unknown, to face your fears, and to create something real. Starting despite imperfection is not about settling for less. It is about honoring your potential and trusting that you can grow into whatever challenges lie ahead. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that holds people back from living the life they truly desire. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not ready, not capable, or not worthy. It magnifies risks, exaggerates consequences, and convinces you that it's safer to stay where you are. But the reality is that fear, while it feels real, is often nothing more than a product of your imagination, a projection of worst-case scenarios that may never come to pass. Fear thrives in the unknown. It feeds on uncertainty and grows stronger the longer you dwell on what-if scenarios. What if I fail? What if I am judged? What if I am not good enough? These questions swirl in your mind, creating a storm of doubt that can paralyze you. But what is failure truly? It is not the end. It is a moment, an opportunity to learn, to grow, to adjust your approach. Fear of failure is nothing more than a fear of trying, of stepping into a space where outcomes are not guaranteed. Many people mistake fear for a signal to stop, to retreat. They think that if they feel fear, it means they are not ready or that they should wait until the fear subsides. But fear is not a stop sign, it is a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, moving towards something unfamiliar. Growth and transformation happen in that space, where fear exists not as an obstacle, but as a companion on the journey. Fear often disguises itself as practicality. It tells you to be cautious, to wait, to prepare more. It convinces you that avoiding action is the sensible choice. But avoidance does not make fear disappear. It only allows it to grow stronger, taking deeper root in your mind. The longer you wait, the more intimidating the action becomes, and the harder it feels to take that first step. Fear also magnifies the opinions of others. It makes you worry about how you will be perceived, about whether you will be judged or ridiculed. But consider this. Those who judge you are often those who are too afraid to act themselves. Their opinions are a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. Fear of judgment is a trap that keeps you small, convincing you to conform instead of pursue what truly matters to you. Fear has no power of its own. It draws its strength from your attention. The more you focus on it, the larger it appears. But the moment you take action, the moment you step toward what you fear, its grip begins to loosen. Action is the antidote to fear, not because it eliminates it, but because it shifts your focus from what might go wrong to what is possible. Fear diminishes when you prove to yourself through action that you are capable of more than you imagined. Overthinking can be a silent thief of time and energy, trapping you in a cycle where no decision feels right and no action. Analysis paralysis is born from the idea that you must have all the answers, all the options weighed, and all the risks accounted for before moving forward. It convinces you that preparation is progress, when in reality, it often becomes a form of procrastination, keeping you stuck in place while time continues to move on without you. The mind, while a powerful tool, can also become a barrier when it endlessly loops through possibilities without resolution. It questions every step, imagines every worst-case scenario, and revisits every decision you've already considered. This constant internal debate creates an illusion of productivity, as if the act of thinking is equivalent to taking action. But thinking alone does not create change. It is only the foundation for action. And without action, even the most thorough analysis becomes meaningless. Perfectionism often fuels analysis paralysis. The belief that every detail must align perfectly before you can move forward makes every decision feel monumental. You fear making the wrong choice, as if one mistake could derail your entire journey. But the truth is, there is rarely a perfect choice. Most decisions involve uncertainty, and progress comes not from knowing everything in advance, but from learning as you go. Mistakes are not the end, they are part of the process, offering clarity and insight that no amount of analysis can provide. Analysis paralysis is often driven by fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These fears create a false sense of responsibility, where you feel the weight of ensuring that every move you make is flawless. This weight becomes so overwhelming that it freezes you, convincing you that doing nothing is safer than risking a misstep. Yet inaction is the greatest risk of all, for it ensures that nothing changes, nothing grows, and no progress is made. In the pursuit of the perfect plan, you lose sight of the fact that no plan survives first contact with reality. The world is dynamic, constantly shifting and evolving. The longer you spend planning without acting, the more likely it is that the conditions you're planning for will have changed by the time you finally move. Plans are important, but they are not sacred. They are starting points meant to be adjusted and adapted as you engage with the realities of your journey. When you become trapped in analysis paralysis, you miss the power of momentum. Even small actions, taken without perfect clarity, create energy and direction. These actions, no matter how uncertain or imperfect, begin to unravel the complexity in your mind. They offer real-world feedback, teaching you more in a single step than hours of overthinking ever could. Every movement forward, however hesitant, opens doors that would have remained closed if you had stayed in the safety of endless deliberation. In the end, dreams are nothing more than seeds waiting for the courage of action to bring them to life. Without taking that first step, all the potential on the road remains dormant, lost in the realm of imagination. Action is not always easy, and the path ahead may be filled with obstacles, uncertainty, and discomfort. But it is through action that we discover not only what we are capable of, but also the endless possibilities that lie before us. Fear will always try to hold us back, convincing us that we are not ready, that we are not enough. But fear is merely a reflection of what we are about to overcome. The more we act in the face of fear, the less power it holds over us. The key is not to wait for perfection, for there is no such thing. Waiting for the ideal moment, the perfect conditions, or the flawless plan will only delay the inevitable. Perfection is a moving target, and it is through imperfection, through learning and growing along the way, that we shape our reality. Analysis will always have its place, but it must never replace action. No amount of planning can replace the experience gained from stepping into the unknown, from taking that first uncertain step forward. It is through action that we gain clarity, that we adjust, and that we grow. Ultimately, life is not measured by how many dreams we have or how many ideas we entertain, but by how many steps we take toward making those dreams a reality. Stop dreaming, start doing, and watch as your world begins to transform.